Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nick, also known as the Progressive Martial Artist. And you guys have been following my Twitter and following my YouTube. You guys know I am unyielding on a few issues, but one in particular, Medicare for All. Medicare for All is my litmus test. And when I said throughout the course of the Democratic primary that Medicare for All was my litmus test and I will have no middle ground on that issue, me personally, I wasn't lying. I don't know about the other progressives who sworn their allegiance to Joe Biden, but when I use hashtag no middle ground, I meant it. So the most shameful thing, looking at the totals, is the amount of Democrats that voted against having Medicare for all on their platform. 177 of Democrats compared to only 34 of them voted for Medicare for all. So 22% of Democratic delegates voted in favor of Medicare for all. Meanwhile, I want you guys to understand what this means. And I want you guys to understand why I am not unreasonable when I say Medicare for all is my litmus test. The reason why I'm not unreasonable because I am the center. Actually, yeah, I'm the right dab middle of the center on this issue. You guys realize that 46% of Republicans, according to recent polling, is in favor of Medicare for all. So what that means is, and I mentioned this before when it comes to the Senate, but now I can use it as another part. You have Republican voters, people that we're told are deplorable. These people are further left than the Democratic Party. And there's like a new trend where Joe Rogan is trending like every week. And if you hear liberal opinions on Joe Rogan, you would think he's a monster, right? Joe Rogan himself is to the left of the entire Democratic Party leadership. He is to the left of Democratic delegates. The Democratic Party is a death cult. So what they're doing right now, which this argument on its own is not a bad one. They going around and saying Trump is responsible for 100,000 Americans dying. God knows what the number is right now because of COVID. And honestly, that's a good point to make. But what moral high ground do you have to criticize Trump on dead Americans when 68,000 Americans died each year under the watch of Obama and Biden because they didn't have health care? What moral high ground do you have to attack Trump when you don't support healthcare as a human right in the middle of a pandemic? There was a guy I saw a few weeks ago who would charge $1 million because he went through the whole COVID procedure, and he was charged an insane amount of money. So when you see studies come out that show that Medicare for all will save money, when Medicare for all will boost the economy, when you see that, and you see the massive amount of resistance the Democratic Party have towards ideas that studies proven will be successful. Studies prove that the wealth tax will be successful as well. Studies show that free college will be great for Americans to help increase upward mobility. So there's these economic. Actually, there's another study. There's a study that the Green New Deal will boost the economy as well. We add in jobs. We are tackling much needed parts of our economy. So you have Joe Biden and you have the Democratic Party who make the argument that they believe in science. They believe in the scientists. They believe in facts. But if you bring up the fact that Medicare for all will save 68,000 lives per year and it will save money, then watch them turn into a Trump supporter. Watch them turn into a fact-denying Republican. When you bring up simple facts like canceling student loan debt will boost the economy, and they refuse to endorse that, they are no different than a broken brain Republican. But I'm not telling you guys anything new. We all know Joe Biden and the Democratic Party are broken brain. So now I want to take this moment in time to thank all the progressives that immediately, when Joe Biden dropped out, pledged their support towards him. Because you did that, now the party is able to shut down Medicare for all. They are against legal weed. They still oppose marijuana legalization. And another crucial part of this vote for the Democratic platform is they endorsed the apartheid state in Israel. They refuse to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. So I want to thank all the progressives who gave away all power up front. Now we can keep the new Jim Crow. The Palestinian people are screwed. The Venezuelan people are screwed. 68,000 Americans each year. 68,000 Americans will die each year because they don't have health care and they're screwed. Joe Biden will increase police budgets, and you already see Democratic operatives smearing Black Lives Matter as a Russian movement, as a movement that is being influenced by Russian propaganda. So they are showing our hands, and they are sprinting to the right. You know why they sprint to the right? Because progressives caved in to the Trump derangement syndrome and gave away our power and screwed us in the process. A lot of the people that have careers in Washington, guess what they don't have to worry about? They don't have to worry about healthcare. Do you think anyone on that progressive policy task force really had to worry about healthcare? Bernie Sanders has great healthcare, the best healthcare in the world, probably. So, what is it on him to fight for healthcare as a human right? I am at the point right now where I see progressives choosing to remain friendly with the liberal class instead of fighting in solidarity for my family's healthcare, your family's healthcare. They're not standing solidarity with the Palestinians. They're not standing solidarity with the Latino community when we demand abolish ICE. Joe Biden has not embraced any of these platforms that will stand solidarity with us. Everything he has promised us so far has been compromises that may be decent, but they still uphold the ruling class. They still won't pick up the disenfranchised communities that are hurt by neoliberalism. What we're seeing with the Joe Biden campaign is the ratchet effect in action. When Donald Trump and the Republican Party cranks up, they cranks up the Overton window to the right, and Joe Biden in response bringing only halfway back to the left. But there was still a net gain towards the right. And that's what we're seeing with the Joe Biden administration. That's what we're seeing with the Democratic Party right now, with them refusing to support Medicare for all. So, if you are one of the progressives that was selling the idea that Joe Biden can push us to the left, you're one of the biggest charlatans and grifters in politics. Because I was ringing the bells a long time ago. Soon, right after the Super Tuesday, we're not going to be able to move Joe Biden to the left. And if you have plans to vote for Joe Biden and you let that be known, I'm not voter shaming you. I'm strategy shaming you. Because you want to pretend to be anti-establishment, but you just gave your cards away. So you can say all the sweet things you want about, hey, Joe Biden's not a good candidate, Joe Biden's not a good candidate, but you said you're going to vote for him anyway. So they're going to laugh at you. What reason would they have to listen to you now that you already gave up your cards? The terrible strategy of the progressive leadership had doomed the working class, doomed the people who needed health care, because they allowed the Trump derangement syndrome to take over. But anyway, that's my spiel on um, the Democratic Party rejecting Medicare for all. They're running Trump ads right now, attacking them for spawning the COVID, while at the same time they laughing at the people who get sick, saying we're not covering you guys. So once again, when I said Medicare for all was my litmus test, I meant it, and I didn't want it to come to this. You know what I would want it to happen? I would have loved if Joe Biden and Democratic Party embraced the Bernie Sanders wing of the party. If Neil Turner were given a seat at the table, and they was allowed to have honest discussions about Medicare for all, and they didn't create a policy task force where they wasn't even allowed to bring up very key issues. If that would happen, I may have been willing to negotiate a little bit more with Blue MAGA, and they may earn my vote. But as it stands right now, zero chance. Zero chance. If you're one of the progressives that gave your vote towards Joe Biden before things started out, 3 to 6 months before the campaign, before the election even started, you doomed us all. Thank you. Anyway, only thing we can do right now is keep fighting. Because healthcare as human rights is not going to happen anytime soon, especially with the weakness I see our progressive leaders now. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video here. Please subscribe. Please like my video. I appreciate you guys checking me out and all the love I get on Twitter. Once again, the Progressive Martial Artist, signing out.